I should probably feel lucky that I got a speaking part at all. They had too many kids trying out and not enough roles, so they had to start making up characters. Rodney James tried out to be the Tin Man, but he got stuck with being the Shrub. Friday. Remember how I said I was lucky to get a speaking part? Well, today I found out I only have one line in the whole play. I say it when Dorothy picks an apple off my branch. Pluck. Ouch. That means I have to go to a 2 hour practice every day just so I can say one stupid word. I'm starting to think Rodney James got a better deal as the Shrub. He found a way to sneak a video game into his costume, and I'll bet that really makes the time go by. So now I'm trying to think of ways to get Mrs. Norton to kick me out of the play. But when you only have one word to say, it's really hard to mess up your lines. Pluck. Ouch. December. Thursday. The play is only a couple of days away, and I have no idea how we're going to pull this thing off. First of all, nobody has bothered to learn their lines, and that's all Mrs. Norton's fault. During rehearsal, Miss Norton whispers everyone's lines to them from the side of the stage. I'll get you, my pretty. I get that you're pretty. I wonder how it's going to go next Tuesday when Miss Norton is sitting at her piano 30 feet away. Another thing that's screwing everything up is that Mrs. Norton keeps adding new scenes and new characters. Yesterday, she brought in this first grader to play Dorothy's dog, Toto. But today, the kid's mom came in and she said she wanted her child to walk around on two legs because crawling around on all fours would be too degrading. So now we've got a dog that's gonna be walking around on his hind legs for the whole show. But the worst changes but the worst change is that Miss Norton actually wrote a song that us trees have to sing. She said everyone deserves a chance to sing in the play. So today we spent an hour learning the worst song that's ever been written. We three trees. Thank God Roderick won't be in the audience to see me humiliate myself. Miss Norton said the play is going to be a semi-formal occasion, and I know there's no way Roderick is going to wear a tie for a middle school play. But today wasn't all bad. Toward the end of practice, Archie Kelly tripped over Rodney James and chipped his tooth because he couldn't stick his arms out to break his fall. So the good news is they're letting us trees carve out armholes for the performance. Yeah! Tuesday. Tonight was the big school production of The Wizard of Oz. The first sign that things were not going to go well happened before the play even started. I was peeking through the curtain to check how many people showed up to see the play. And guess who was standing right up front? My brother Roderick, wearing a clip-on tie. He must have found out I was singing and he couldn't resist the chance to see me embarrass myself. The play was supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but it was delayed because Rodney James had stage fright. You'd figure that someone whose job was to sit on the stage and do nothing could just suck it up for one performance, but Rodney wouldn't budge, and eventually his mom had to carry him off. The play finally got started around 8:30. Nobody could remember their lines, just like I predicted, but Mrs. Norton kept things moving along with her piano. The kid who played Toto brought a stool and a pile of comic books onto the stage, and that totally ruined the whole dog effect. When it was time for the forest scene, me and the other trees hopped into our positions. The curtains rose, and when they did, I heard Manny's voice. Bubby! Great, I have been able to keep that nickname quiet for 5 years, and now all of the sudden, the whole town knew it. I could feel about 300 pairs of eyeballs pointed my way. So I did some quick ad-libbing, and I was able to deflect the embarrassment over to Archie Kelly. I think you dropped an apple, Bobby. But the major embarrassment was still on the way when I heard Mrs. Norton playing the first few bars of We Three Trees. I felt my stomach jump. I looked out at the audience, and I noticed Roderick was holding a video camera. I knew that if I sang the song and Roderick recorded it, he would keep the tape forever and use it to humiliate me for the rest of my life. I didn't know what to do, so when the time came to start singing, I just kept my mouth shut. We three trees from yonder glen. For a few seconds there, things went okay. I figured that if I didn't technically sing the song, then Roderick wouldn't have anything to hold over my head. But after a few seconds, the other trees noticed I wasn't singing. I guess they must have thought I knew something that they didn't, so they stopped singing too. Do spy a maiden fair and sweet. Now the three of us were just standing there, not saying a word. Miss Norton must have thought we forgot the words to the song, because she came over to the side of the stage and whispered the lyrics to us. Whilst we are rooted to our spots, she doth move on lighter feet. The song is only about 3 minutes long, but to me it felt like an hour and a half. I was just praying the curtains would go down so we could hop off the stage. That's when I noticed Patty Farrell standing in the wings, and if looks could kill, us trees would be dead. She probably thought we were ruining her chances of making it to Broadway or something. Seeing Patty standing there reminded me why I signed up to be a tree in the first place. Pretty soon, the rest of the trees started throwing apples too. I think Toto even got in on the act. Somebody knocked the glasses off of Patty Farrell's head, and one of the lenses broke. Mrs. Norton had to shut down the play after that, because Patty can't see 2 feet in front of her without her glasses. After the play was over, my family went home together. Mom had bought a bouquet of flowers, and I guess they were supposed to be for me, but she ended up tossing them in the trash can on the way out of the door. I just hope that everyone who came to see the play was as entertained as I was. Wednesday. If one good thing came out of the play, it's that I don't have to worry about the Bubby nickname anymore. I saw Archie Kelly being hassled in the hallway after 5th period today, so it looks like I can finally start to breathe a little easier. Hi there, Bubby! Shove. Sunday. With all this stuff going on at school, I haven't even had time to think about Christmas, and it's less than 10 days away. In fact, the only thing that tipped me off that Christmas was coming when Roderick put up his wish list up on the refrigerator. Roderick's wish list. Number 1, new drums. Number 2, new van. Number 3, shrunken head. I usually make a big wish list every year, but this Christmas, all I really want is this video game called Twisted Wizard. Tonight, Maggie was going through the Christmas catalog, picking all out out all the stuff he wants with a big red marker. Manny was circling every single toy in the catalog. Even he even cir- he was even circling really expensive things like a giant motorized car and stuff like that. So I decided to step in and give him some good big brotherly advice. I told him that if he circled stuff that was too expensive, he was going to end up with a bunch of clothes for Christmas. I said he should just pick 3 or 4 medium priced gifts so he would end up with a couple of things he actually wanted. But of course, Manny just went back to circling everything again. So I guess he'll have to learn the hard way. When I was 7, the only thing I really wanted for Christmas was a Barbie dream house. And not because I like girls' toys, like Roderick said. I thought it would be a really awesome fort for my toy soldiers. When Mom and Dad saw my wish list that year, they got in a big fight over it. Dad said there was no way he was getting me a dollhouse, but Mom said it was healthy for me to experiment with whatever kind of toys I wanted to play with. Believe it or not, Dad actually won that argument. Dad told me to start my wish list over and pick some toys that were more appropriate for boys. But I have a secret weapon when it comes to Christmas. My Uncle Charlie always gets me whatever I want. I told him I wanted the Barbie dream house, and he said he'd hook me up. On Christmas, when Uncle Charlie gave me my gift, it was not what I asked for. He must have walked into the toy store, picked up the first thing he saw that had the word Barbie on it. So if you ever see a picture of me where I'm holding a beach fun Barbie, now at least you know the whole story. Dad wasn't real happy when he saw what Uncle Charlie got me. He told me to get he told me to either throw it out or give it away to charity. But I kept it anyway. And okay, I admit maybe I took it out and played with it once or twice. And that's how I ended up in the emergency room 2 weeks later with a pink Barbie shoe stuck up my nose. And believe me, Roderick has never let me hear the end of that. Thursday. Tonight, me and Mom went out to get a gift for the Giving Tree at church. The Giving Tree is basically a secret Santa kind of thing where you get a gift for someone who's needy. Mom picked out a red wool sweater for our Giving Tree guy. I tried to talk Mom into getting something a lot cooler, like a TV or a slushy machine or something like that. Because imagine if all you got on Christmas was a wool sweater. Yippee. I'm sure our Giving Tree will throw his sweater in the trash, along with the 10 cans of yams we sent his way during the Thanksgiving food drive. Christmas. When I woke up this morning and went downstairs, there were about 1,000,000 gifts under the Christmas tree. And when I started digging around, there were hardly any gifts with my name on them.